I want to talk to you this evening about the law of polarity, because I think it's having a very great play out in our environment right now. That law of polarity is the law that makes this whole third-dimensional plane possible. What it says in essence is that there is what is you and what is opposite, not you, what is separate from you. It is virtue of this separation that we're able to have a third-dimensional existence. Up, down, black, white, in, out, all that kind of stuff. Well, that law of polarity being the fundamental law of the third-dimensional plane, if we lock ourselves into polarity on an issue, on a concept, on a really heartfelt opinion, we lock ourselves into the third-dimensional plane. This is really important because we're coming in, we're barreling in on 2012 here, and all of the potential that shift, that great raise in consciousness can afford us. But if we're busy being locked into polarity, we lock ourselves into this third-dimensional plane and can very easily miss this incredible opportunity. Now, just being the person that I am, I happen to think that there are those who want to see us stay locked in this third-dimensional realm of polarity. Stay down here in this third-dimensional world where we have what we think is a separative existence, and seeing ourselves as little I, me, separate from everybody else. However, shifting to that next higher dimension, that fourth dimension and higher, that illusion of separation ends. Instead, a greater law takes over, and that is the law of oneness. Law of oneness applies down here, we just don't get it. We think we're this instead of this. We think we're little separate beings, but in truth, we're all, not just people, but all the animals and all the plants, Gaia, Mother Earth herself, we're all interconnected. The separateness is just an illusion. But it's an illusion that gives us the opportunity to get an incredible amount of experience, which is going to help us in our spiritual progress as we move closer and closer, going back to union with Father, Mother, God. So there's this illusion of separateness. And in that illusion, people take opposing stands. Because of that law of polarity, whatever stand you take on any one side of an issue, however strong you make it, you will automatically bring about an equal and opposing energetic. There's that law of polarity. The teeter-totter's got to be balanced. If you're going to be on this side, something else is going to happen over here to balance that. And those polar opposites, that law of polarity, comes into play each and every time. That's the point of a universal law. You don't have to believe in it. It happens. We all come to understand that universal law of karma. Right? As you sow, so shall you reap. That's something that's mentioned in every great religion. That law of karma. Well, this law of polarity is another just as exacting universal law. So, what I would like to impart with you, impart to you today, what I encourage you to remember as you go through the next weeks and months and probably year, is realize I really believe in my heart that people are doing the best they can. And that when people take a strong vent on one side of an issue, that they truly in their heart believe that's what is right. And that the people that are on the equal opposite side, they truly in their heart believe they're right too. But that doesn't mean that we have to be drawn into one camp or the other. I would encourage you to observe it, don't judge it, it's only an observation, to observe it, to let it be, and to realize that greater law of oneness. You know, there are many who believe as we move into this paradigm shift in 2012 that we will be able, being clear, we will be able to rise up to a higher level of consciousness, to that oneness, to that law of one. Think how different that would make our world. When you think how different that would make our world, that's probably a big indicator why some people in power don't want to see that happen. If everybody was of a oneness consciousness, think of what wonderful things we would have access to. Think of all those patents that could save us a lot of time, energy, money that have been sat on by great corporations. Go to YouTube. Eric did a video on who killed the water car. It's out there. There are so many things that are possible, but because they upset the status quo, because they upset those third-dimensional power brokers, they're locked down and they're hidden away. If everybody was one, how could people be billionaires when babies are starving to death? If everybody was one, how could people go around and plan to commit crimes? Our world could be so radically different. If the whole consciousness was one, if we raised it at a higher level, there's cures, I personally believe, for a lot of diseases out there. It just doesn't behoove the drug companies to have that out. It doesn't behoove the government to be paying everybody to get old on Social Security either. So there's all kinds of potential great stuff that we don't know about because we have this illusionary separative existence. Claim your power and realize your power. Don't allow other people to be flag wavers to get you in these armed camps to pull up these highly opinionating issues, and I don't care what it is. If it's birth control, if it's gay rights, pick one. You're going to see a lot of this come up. Let's get people polarized. Let's get them caught up. Let's get them energized in these situations right here so they don't see right here. Instead of being reactionary in your emotional body, you all know that every body is ruled by the body above it. Physical body, emotional body, mental body. Bring yourself up to that higher mental body. Look at this all from a philosophical perspective, from the perspective of universal laws. Don't be reactive. Claim your power, raise above the whole polarity issue, and be open for the great opportunity that I really feel this upcoming year, 2 years, has to offer to us. There's a lot more out there than getting all angry and opinionated against our brothers and sisters. Remember they had a revolution in this country once upon a time. Remember what their motto was? United we stand, divided we fall. How many things are out there to divide people today? In truth, we truly are all one. Thank you.
Thank you.